Well, Travis,
Yeah,
we got us a full race weekend. How we doing?
we're doing all right. It's colder than hell. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but it's cold, very, very cold as ice down here. There's actually ice in my backyard.
Oh yeah,
Under
that
one of
is.
the yeah, there's a tree in the back corner of my yard, and there's like dirt over there. So when it rains, it turns to mud and sometimes a little standing water, and all that froze. I took Ralphie out this
Oh,
morning. It's just a sheet of ice over there in the back corner. Everything was canceled. People didn't have to go to work or school today because black ice on the roads.
oh.
Apparently, it's a lot worse out west of us, in Alabama and stuff. The whole power grid's down or something.
Yeah, I heard Texas was bad too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's really bad. People's pipes are frozen, so they don't have water and they don't have power.
Oh
So,
fuck.
yeah,
Uh,
bad stuff.
yeah, it's I think it. We were supposed to get like freezing rain or some shit last night, and I just don't think it got quite cold enough, so it just ended up raining. Now it's like 41 degrees. It's gonna feel awesome. I need to go outside before it gets dark.
So
But
it rained all day yesterday here, and it wasn't cold enough to freeze, but then it didn't dry before the freeze came in, and then it freezed
oh,
or froze. There we go. It froze on
Froze
top
it
of
did.
all the yeah, it froze all the rain, and then we just had big sheets of ice everywhere. So I don't know if anybody ate shit or anything on the main roads out here. I haven't heard anything, so I guess everybody stayed home, or the roads just weren't that bad. But I know my backyard was bad.
we're supposed to get more snow. We haven't even lost like the snow we've got from the last couple times. It's the most it's snowed in a long time out here. It's fucking it's supposed to snow again. We're gonna get another like 7 inches or some shit Thursday, I think, which is coming up here soon.
Damn.
It just keeps on going, man. What the fuck?
It's
Right.
been over a year since we had any accumulating snow here.
Oh,
Unless you
man.
want to count the stuff that accumulated on my hood on Christmas Eve, which I don't count that. But beginning of February or into January last year, we got a pretty good snowing. I won't, if it's going to be this damn cold and rainy, I want it to snow. Because, I mean, rainy cold is not fun. Snowy cold is fun. At least I can go outside and look at snow and throw it at shit. You know what I mean? You can't really do that with rain.
Love throwing snow and shit.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. Like I don't know, like I'm not gonna be out there doing snow angels at 21, but like
Why
I'd take
not?
my dog out there. Like Ralphie loves the snow. He's only been in it once since I've had him, and he loves it because he's so low to the ground. He like gets down in it, and he looks like what was that thing on Looney Tunes that used to like dig its hole or whatever? Like it would move under the ground or whatever. I think it was Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Either way, you can look out through there and you could just see him kind of like on his belly carving his way through the snow. It's really funny to watch.
I want to get I want to get a leash for Mustache and take her out there in the snow and see what she thinks of it. I gotta imagine it would either last way too long or she would take one step and be like, all right, fuck this shit, I'm going back.
She probably do that thing that cats do and just fall over. That's what ours always do. If they don't like something, they just fall over and give up on life.
That's the best part.
Yeah, I guess we need to talk about what haven't we talked about? I guess the last one was after the Clash. So we haven't talked about duels, we haven't talked about truck race, we haven't talked about Xfinity race, we haven't talked about the 500 obviously. So I guess we can start with the duels and qualifying and all that stuff. How'd Quinn do?
I felt bad because Quinn rolled out fourth, so there wasn't a whole lot of cars to like gauge off of. So when Quinn took off, I was like, oh, fuck. And I even tweeted, I said, oh, man. When he was like a second and a half behind whoever, I think Ty Dillon was the lead car at that point. I was like, I figured he'd be slower than Ty Dillon, just not that far off. And Starcom replied to me, they're like, I felt so bad. They're like, yeah, we're going to be better come the duels. And it wasn't even that bad, though. It's just that they went out fourth, so there was still a lot more cars to go. So they ended up
Wasn't as
looking a
bad
lot
as
better.
Joey Gase.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. Joey Gase went after that, and I was like, well, okay, at least we're not Joey Gase, dude. He put down like Quinn clocked in at like a 181 or something, which was it was pretty far off. But the Joey Gase came out there at like a 177 or some shit, and that's like truck qualifying times. So it's like it ended up being not too bad. So, I mean, Rick Ray Racing just fucking sucks, man. But I mean,
Okay, no, we can't say that because I mean, obviously, I do think it's the car, but they don't always suck. There's got to be some sort of NASCAR's got to step in and do something to make sure that like they're always bringing safe shit. You know what I mean? Because like We've seen it with Spire. Remember when Spire was just out there collecting a check and they were bringing hunk of shits, and now they've made enough money and they're actually starting to not be competitive, but they bring respectable pieces of equipment.
I'll
I
be
guess that's
honest.
what Rick Ware's trying to do, but they don't always. I mean, Derek Cope and Joey Gase, like that was just dangerously slow. But like I've seen times where like JJ Yaley's been in a Rick Ware car and it's been decent. Garrett's been in Rick Ware cars, it's been decent. There's been a few, even Joey Gase has been in them and they've been decent. You know what I mean? Like they're not always that slow. But I don't know what went wrong this weekend. But good Lord.
I didn't think Spire would turn into like a respectable, like I don't know if respectable is the right word, but like I didn't think they'd actually make anything out of what they were going towards. It just seemed like they were there for the money, I guess. But and they were kind of like Rick Ware Racing, I guess. They're just kind of field some cars, but they actually looked good in Daytona, so I was proud of them.
Yeah.
But
I'm hoping not Joey Gase, Corey LaJoy can put together some good stuff for him. I think he's a pretty good driver to have there.
yeah. Have they've announced who's going to be in the second car, right? Because they're going to do like part time, or they're going to swap around drivers for the second car. Right?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I thought that was just a one off for Daytona, but they may be. I don't. I mean, it would make sense, I guess, to have somebody. But I don't know who would do it because, I mean, Colleague, they're going to be doing part time, and the only ones I could think of would be like Haley and them. But I would imagine they'd be in a Colleague car.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I was happy LaJoy was up there at the end of the 500. I was hoping he could do something with it because he was like one of the last like really stupid fucking cars left. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, qualifying.
Qualifying.
Yeah, Quinn. Yeah, so it could have been a lot worse. I definitely thought. I don't think there was much of. I think part of the problem too was that they did qualifying at night this year, which is fucking weird watching that. And Starcom has enough problems with their damn ride heights, man. Putting them out there at night, I don't know if that was it didn't really. I don't know if it worked out as good as it could have. But yeah, I was hoping they'd have a little bit more speed. But again, at least they weren't as slow as Joey Gase, so there's that. But I know BJ was.
Yeah, he pretty much he did about like Quinn in qualifying. I think it looked pretty far off until everybody else qualified, and then I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't too bad for the first time out. I want to tell you, man, I am so proud of that team. They, I know they had a lot of luck go their way, but man, for their legit first race out, they did really good. And the whole weekend, they just had fuel mileage issues. He was having to pit way early, and he was having to flip a switch, and his fuel pressure was getting low, and he was going to run out of gas. That's what happened in the duel when he went a lap down. And then he spun trying to miss that wreck off of turn 2 or whatever. I don't know. I think some of those guys went down there trying to miss it and hit water down there on the low part of the track. I think that's what happened to Garrett because he was in that. He didn't hit anything, but he went down there and it looked like he got in the wet shit and just looped it down there. But I don't know what BJ did. I don't think he was that low. I think he just got on the brakes and spun it to avoid it. And all the tires were flat. And he came on the radio, was just going to tow it because he didn't want to risk tearing the car up, driving it back. But he ended up driving it back, and they tried to figure out what the fuel deal was and just never went back out there since they were locked in. And then I guess they never did because he was having the same thing in the 500. But man, there for a little bit, it was looking like he was going to get a top 20 because the car was actually pretty fast. It just, the fuel situation made them lose the draft, and then they ended up going. By the end of it, they were 3 down just from having to pit early, and they had to make an extra pit stop there at the end under green as well.
Oh man, that sucks. It's like a death sentence at Daytona if you're having to pit early and by yourself.
Well, Andy lost the draft when Quinn got the tire cut down or whatever. The debris flew off the 24 and was flying at. BJ came on the radio. And he said it scared him because it was just instinct when there's metal flying at your head to lift. And so he lifted and he lost the draft. And then there was more debris down in 3 and 4. And I don't know which one Quinn hit, but that caution kind of saved BJ. So I hated to see Quinn go, and really hated to see the tow truck driver drag the track bar mounts off of the thing as they pulled it back into the pits. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see that part.
Oh my God, dude. It was, there's a picture of it somewhere. I mean, the thing was just like flat on the ground, sparks the whole way around.
Oh, no. Oh, brother. I was so mad. I'm still so mad. Man, like, when you're like a small underdog team like that, man, it's like you get no gifts. I mean, it's always something, man, and it's just like all you want is just to make it the entire 500 miles, or as long as they're gonna run. You know, you didn't know if it was gonna rain again or what, but oh man, it fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, man. Bill out there dropping half his fucking shit across the track. I don't know. I thought NASCAR was gonna black flag him like they usually do, but they just never seem to get around to it. And
Well, they did black flag him. They just wasn't in time because he had already they black flagged him after he dropped the debris. So I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the damaged vehicle policy because I hate the fact that guys can't go back out there and get it fixed, and that they have to rush to try to make minimum speed. But there's also been times where we've seen guys out there in cars that just aren't safe at all. There's nothing left of them, and they're going out there and, you know, one blown tire away from getting hurt. So I get it. But I'd like to see them extend the time or make it where if they can't fix it on pit road or something, give the teams more time to actually fix it. Because there's no reason that Byron couldn't be out there. Like, the car was plenty good enough to go out there. It's just they had to rush so bad they couldn't get everything safely put back on there. So they elected to just send him back out there with shit flying off of it. Because once you make minimum once you make minimum speed, you're good. Then you can take all day. That's what Reddick and them were doing, which I think they were surprised to actually meet minimum speed. I think that they thought they were just going out there to run a lap.
Well, yeah, but stuff like this is a good time to bring up the fucking stupid rule, and it's like something's got to be changed because it's this is fucking horseshit, man. I mean, what do they give them? 5 minutes to like piece something back together and try to get it up to speed, and then after that they can take as much as they want, which is great. But it's like you see what happens when teams fucking half-ass it together. I don't know. NASCAR seems to be so worried about their fucking brand exposure and all the sponsors and stuff. Well, let's make sure we get them enough TV time as possible. Let's fuck it, you know. Let's let them fix the car and get the shit back out there, man. I'd like to see, man. Remember the good old days when they come back out there with a plain black hood or something? They just they put spare parts on, just run it again.
They'd have to tape a number on there if the door came off.
Yeah. Oh man, gotta miss those days, man. But yeah, it's fuck, man. It's like. It's so unlucky, man. All the things that could have happened, and poor Quinn out of the entire race. That shit happens, and man, just so unlucky, man. They've had some bad luck in the 5 line, and this year it just wasn't really their doing. Last year, Quinn just ended up trying to pull up in front of Almirola, and he drove through him and wrecked him. But this year, they were just kind of hanging around, just minding their own business. And I was so pissed because I was sitting there watching the TV, and I try not to listen to the audio a whole lot during the race because sometimes it spoils it. That's exactly what happened this time. So I pulled up because they're going green a little bit, so I pulled up the radio just to see where they were at and what they were doing. And that was the first thing I heard was something about wrecking up there, and then there's a pause for a while, and I just heard, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Oh, fucking damn it."
See, I had a similar situation with it getting spoiled with the big one on lap 14 or whatever. BJ's spotter came on there. He's like, "Just slow down. That's the whole field." And I was like, "Did I hear that right? It's lap 14. Did I hear the whole field?" And I was like, "Surely I heard that wrong." And sure enough, it was the whole damn field.
Yeah, that's the only problem with listening to at least on the big tracks and stuff. It's kind of all right, you know, when you're like at a mile and a half, you're dying for a caution. But yeah, dude, I was so pissed. And I was like, please let it be okay. Let him drive away or something. He's stuck down there in the grass thing. I'll beat the shit. Fuck, man, I'm just so fucking pissed off. But at least, you know, he still ended up with like 29th, I guess. So that was like the one bright side to it, that a lot of cars had already ate shit before that. So it was still super early in the race, but you know, it was still an easy top 30, I guess. But at least looking down later in the race, I mean, it probably wouldn't have gone much better anyways, because they went single file the entire race, and Quentin probably wouldn't have been able to keep up. So it goes. But where did BJ finish?
23rd, or 24th. It was 23rd or 24th. So it's still, I mean, first race out. That's a hell of a run.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks when you know. I mean, top 20 or top 15 was actually realistic if it wasn't for the fuel issues. So,
Yeah, that's the thing. You start getting greedy then with them plate tracks. You're like, I
yeah.
could have got a little more, man. If it plays out right, that's the fun of it, though. I don't know. Rooting for Starcom now, it's like every plate race is just even more exciting because you got what's going on at the front for the win, whatever. But man, if any big crash comes or whatever, you got your guy back there. Just seeing how it plays out, you never know what can happen. But
Well, I mean, I figured, like, honestly, I didn't have low expectations, but I was just being realistic, thinking it's first team. Like, I mean, I've watched you cheer on Starcom, and I've watched them struggle at plate track. You know what I mean? Like, not even be able to keep the draft. They were so off. So I was kind of expecting, okay, first race out, he's probably not gonna be able to compete, but he really was. I mean, in the draft, he was fine. So I don't know. It gives me a little optimism. I don't know how he'll do at the road course. I know BJ. He's admitted that he's not a very good road racer, so I'm sure it'll be interesting. But I'm really curious to see how he'll do on some of the intermediate stuff. Because I don't know, honestly, I don't know what kind of support they're getting from some of the other Ford teams, like Front Row.
we about to find out.
Yeah, because Tift, obviously, he has a relationship with Front Row. He drove for him until his medical stuff. So I don't know, like, how all that works. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if they're completely independent doing their own shit or if some of their stuff's coming from Front Row. But either way, I'm excited for the season. I really like what they're doing. I'm happy Rusty was on the car too.
Oh yeah.
And it got a decent finish out of it. So I think Rusty's on the car for like 2 more weeks, ain't he?
Yeah, I think I heard they should be. I don't know what races they're gonna be, but yeah, it should be another couple, I think.
That's good. So yeah, I guess we kind of skipped around, but there's our drivers 500s. The truck race, I mean, I thought it was good, but there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. I wanted that Corey Roper guy to win it. I still don't know I finally saw what he looks like. Don't know what he sounds like. But dude, what a story! Like what a story that almost was.
I was so pissed, dude. We were racing Rod car, and Rod was a bro, so he threw some caution so we could watch the end of it under caution. And it was funny too, because like we went green mostly the Rod car race during the truck race because I think everybody was leaning over trying to watch it, and then there ended up being a caution around the end of it, so that he delayed it so we could watch it, and then we ended up wrecking the whole rest of the way, but. I was so pissed. I wanted somebody stupid to win so bad, and Corey Roper comes out of fucking nowhere, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. And I'm like, dude, it was like the easiest win possible. They started stacking up on the top, and then the help kind of went away, so all I had to do was block one car off of turn 4, and he didn't. And
well, no, I mean, to be fair to him, I thought the same thing, but watching it back, like, Grant Enfinger was coming, and I mean, I really think that if he blocked Ben Rhodes, I mean, we know how Ben Rhodes is. He'll turn you just for the hell of it. I think in his mind, it's just he started to block, but I think he's just like, I need to keep my foot in it and see what happens. And then Jordan Anderson out of nowhere came low. So honestly, if Roper did block Ben Rhodes, it's tough to say. Like, I don't know. Like, I never like questioning what these guys do up turn 4 with the blocks, especially a small team like that. I'm sure Third did a lot more for him than going into the catch fence with us. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, man, if he could have just slowed up Ben Rhodes at some point coming off of 4, that was it. That was like the key to winning that fight. I just want to see somebody stupid. And then it was like, and then he got to the outside. I was like, all right, he's not going to win. I'm like, holy fuck, here comes Jordan Anderson. Come on, buddy. And he got cucked again 2 years in a row, man. Oh, man. And then Ben Rhodes won, and my boner deflated, but. It was close. We were close.
If Grant Enfinger didn't get hit, he was going to win. He had the run from hell back there. And then he got clipped, and it broke his momentum, and then he got pinned against the wall. And all hell broke loose behind him. Did you see the speedy draw the back straightaway cause the wreck? So when Haley spun to the inside wall, what happened?
I missed that. I was trying to figure out what happened.
So it was like 3 laps into the run, and I had been kind of cycling through different people's audio on the NASCAR app, and I was listening to her at the time, and TJ Majors had actually warned her, like, hey, there's going to be speedy dry back there. Don't worry about it. It'll be gone in a few laps. So on like lap 3 of the run, somehow they hit it, and it like threw it up worse, and Jordan Anderson freaked the hell out in front of her, and she had to spin to miss him and hit the inside wall. I mean, he stopped off of turn 2. She probably would have just been better off running through him, but
Oh no.
you know how Twitter would have gone for that. But she went spinning and hit the inside wall, and that was pretty much the end of her night. I don't know why they leave that much speedy dry out there. I really don't. Like, I feel like the cautions are already so long. What's it gonna hurt to do one more lap and get the little street sweeper thing out there and clean it up a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch it from the onboard, it looked like somebody was wrecking up there. So like, it's not really Jordan's fault. He was so far back, he just didn't want to pile into whatever he thought was happening up there. Then poor Haley came along with nowhere to go.
It's like someone blinks at an iRacing in the pack and it sends smoke or something.
Yeah.
I think somebody's wrecking. Yeah, I missed that part because yeah, again we were racing rod cars, so I was trying to lean over my fucking one monitor trying to see what the fuck was going on. I saw she wrecked and I just didn't see what happened, but yeah, so I ended up missing most of the tail end, but I did get to watch the finish. So thanks to Rod, that was fun.
Xfinity, man.
I'm drawing a blank. What happened?
No, I not much. That's the thing. Like, it was just kind of a tame Xfinity race. I was rooting for Vargas, Landon Castle, and Robbie, and Landon wrecked. Robbie hit the safety truck, and Vargas, they pretty much told him he wasn't allowed to race at the end because all the other JD cars were wrecked and he needed to save a car.
It's a shame because nobody else did either.
Yeah, and I was really disappointed because Vargas could have. I mean, it sucked because he ran a really smart. Like, I listened to his radio the whole time, and he ran a really smart race, and he did pretty much everything right. He ended up backwards in the grass at one point, but he was just missing a wreck, didn't really hit anything, and they were like, we can go at the end. Well, then as more JD cars wrecked, they were like, all right, we can't go at the end. So it was just kind of a boner deflator, and he finished like 18th or something because he just had to hold the bottom and let everybody go. But
damn,
good run for him. Good run for Landon. I was really wanting him to win because, as most of you know, I ran the E-Racer car in the Podium 500 and wrecked and finished a lap down. Parker ran the E-Racer truck and DNQ'd for the truck race, so Landon was the last hope for E-Racer, and he went out there and ran top 10 there at the end, and then wrecked with Jeb Burton and tore the whole front end off the car, and that was pretty much the end of it. We were all disappointed. And then Robbie was getting a lot of shit for hitting the safety truck, but it wasn't.
How was he getting shit when they didn't even show it?
Because they put video on Twitter.
Oh well, then they just started shitting on him.
Yeah, people were shitting on him, but what happened was all those wrecked cars were on the apron, so safety trucks were on the apron. Robbie had missed the wreck, from what I understand, but cut a tire in debris, or maybe he spun or something, but he was not, like, he was more than capable of keeping going. Well, he's going, and he has to go up on the banking to get by all these safety trucks at a low rate of speed with a tire down. Then the tire comes apart, so he's just sliding down the banking, essentially. And he avoided the ambulance, so good on him, because, I mean, that's better than most people could have done. And he just barely hit it wasn't really that, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. There were people standing around, but, I mean, he didn't kill anybody, didn't hit anybody, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Everybody was shitting on him. Everybody's
It sounded like it was on the spotter, right?
Well, it wasn't. That's what everybody thought at first, but from what it seems like, it's just a bad circumstance that they had the apron closed off. Robbie wasn't really aware that the apron was closed off, so then he had to go on the baking, and he put a long thread out on Twitter that explains it. And then the tire came apart. It was just bad timing. If it falls on anybody, the spotter, I guess, because he didn't really know he needed to go up on the banking to get by those guys till he was there. But even then, like, I don't know, like, people blame, like, when Juan Pablo hit the jet dryer, people think that he just hung a right and hit the jet dryer for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Like, these guys don't do it. When McDowell hit the one at Richmond, remember that? And tore the whole rear end off his car.
Oh, man.
De Benedetto got pit maneuvered by one on pit road. Like, it happens before. Like, it's happened. That one was actually the safety truck's fault, though. People hit it. I think Junior didn't he hit the pace car or something at Martinsville one year? Going into the garage.
I don't remember that
story.
I'm not
him going.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised though. It should. I mean, shit happens.
Or he hit the ambulance to the tow truck or something, pulling into the garage with the car that was all torn out of hell. Either way,
stuff like that's bound to happen eventually, one way or
yeah,
another.
it happens. And I don't know. Everybody was pissed at Robbie, and I was kind of surprised they parked him. I guess they didn't realize his side of the story.
Well, yeah, I mean that's when you hit a truck or something like that, that's not racing. It's not good. But
Well, remember who was it that pounded the street sweeper on at Iowa a few years ago?
Oh man, yeah.
They were blowing up the speedy dry, and he was trying to come to pit road. And he drove through the big dust cloud and pounded into the back of it.
Right in the back of it. Yeah. The Xfinity race, that wasn't too terribly long ago, was it?
Yeah, I mean, that guy didn't have I mean, obviously he couldn't continue even if he wanted to, but he didn't have a mechanical failure. He just drove right into the back of the thing.
Something I forgot to mention that I'm definitely now blaming on the spotter. When Quinn pulled out there, Jeff Gluck was tweeting that thing about pulling out on the track wrong. I'm blaming the spotter on that. Apparently they got a new spotter for plate stuff, so it's his fault. I was so disappointed. I was like, because I really liked the guy they usually had. I don't know why. I guess they just thought they'd bring in somebody that would work better on the super speedways. Unfortunately, it didn't really mean worth a damn because they didn't make it too far in the race. But I recognized they had a new voice on there. So I guess, to my understanding, they're gonna bring back the old guy for the other races. But because I like the other guy because he was chippy. He didn't take any shit, and he made sure Quinn didn't take anybody's shit from anyone else on the track. So I just liked him for that. So hopefully he'll be back for the other stuff. But the Xfinity race, man, that was such a boner deflator, that finish. Yeah. Oh man, I hate that, dude. It's like that shit from 2013, the Cup Series, back to the first couple plate stuff with the Gen 6 cars, that fucking air pocket bubble shit that Jimmy Johnson manipulated both the 2013 races and nobody could get around him.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks watching that shit, man. I don't know if being able to push would have fucking being able to lock on, but probably would have made a difference. But somebody probably would have flown into the fence. And it's a real shitty. Like, you can never have it perfect, can you? Like, you can't lock bumpers, but you also get a shitty finish. But if you can lock bumpers, probably somebody's flipping in the fucking fence. I don't know. It's always something, man. But this is how it goes.
I don't know. Good for Cindric. He got his cooler of meat or whatever they gave him for winning it.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of steaks or whatever. I think that was his trophy. But
good dinner.
I mean, I don't know. Any way plate racing is now, I can appreciate it. He did everything he needed to do. It wasn't as wild, and there wasn't a giant wreck like everybody seems to hope for now for whatever reason. But it was I thought Moffitt was kind of sitting in the perfect spot.
Me too.
To back up going into 3.
I thought him or Jeb or somebody was gonna fucking boogie off of 4 or one of the man. I just thought they were gonna. Especially Moffitt, because he was able to suck up pretty good. I thought Moffitt was going to make it a show there at the end and pull something off, but man, it's just like, I don't know. It just Cindric shut everything down just by getting in front of him. Like, he'd get to that pocket and there's just died. It's very disappointing to watch, but again, that's how it goes.
He was one of the only like good cars left though too, so I'm sure that played a factor.
Yeah, that was something they were talking about, that they couldn't even really get a whole lot going because there wasn't many cars left. Like it just wasn't. I don't know how to describe it, but. With there being less cars, like the runs weren't as good, I guess, or it just wasn't a whole lot you could materialize. But so it goes. I really like seeing the Verizon cars, though. That was cool. I like.
Yeah, they look really cool.
I like seeing Verizon back on there, man. Throw back to the Justin Allgaier Team Penske Verizon days. Those cars, dude, those are always some of the best, man. In my opinion, I always like that color scheme. But I was glad Cindric did good in the Cup race too. I like that car. It looked good. What were you saying?
No, I like the way they look, and I guess it looked good in the 500. He where did he finish in the 500? I know he was in that big wreck at the end, but I didn't see much of him there towards the end.
Yeah, he was there. He was riding like 5th or some shit there for much of the last run, and I want to say, but I don't have it on me. Yeah, dude, that was. Oh, man. Did we talk about that last lap of the Cup race?
No, not yet.
Oh, man. That was fucking nuts.
I hate it. I mean, well, I hate it, but I just, God, man, like every time we go to a plate track now, like a little part of me just like longs for the days of good plate racing. And I don't know if it's because I'm a junior fan and just remember the days of like watching him actually have to have a brain to do it. I shouldn't say that. It takes a lot of skill. Don't get me wrong. Like these guys are fucking nuts, but I don't know. I just, especially when the runs are so big. So when they try to run in a pack, eventually somebody's going to fuck up and you're going to wreck 3/4 of the field. So then you're just going to have a single file line of 15 cars, and then they're backing up to get giant ass runs. And the guy can pick, okay, he's got 3 options, and only one option only works in a certain scenario. And you can do like Hamlin last year and let them go and try to be the 3rd car in line and then break them up 4. And Joey Logano's not going to do that. You can let him go and finish outside the top 10, which is what would have happened if Logano tried to go. Or you can risk your life and everybody else in the race's life and try to throw the block and wreck everybody. And that's what Logano did. And it's not his fault. He did what he had to do. It's not Brad's fault. He did what he had to do. And it's not McDowell's fault. He did what he had to do. It's this stupid package. And everybody's going to say, oh, well, the cars are safe, so it can do it. But it's going to get ugly. Like, that's 2 500s in a row that we've had a horrible crash to end it. Every time we go to a plate track now, there's some sort of terrible crash, and it's always happened. Like, I don't think it's necessarily the speed; it's just the closing rates. Like, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm not a fucking engineer. I'd be making a lot of money if I was. But I don't know. I remember back in the day, it seemed like every 3 to 5 years there was a big horrific crash at Talladega or Daytona. It's not an every year thing, but literally every time we go there now, there's some sort of bad wreck. And
yeah. It ain't what it used to.
It's just it's a stupid package. It really is. Like, I don't see why people like it. I see why people like it because they just like the chaos. But when you really look at it, they're either ping-ponging off of each other or they're single file. And there's really no sense of urgency like there used to be because the closing rate's so big. All you have to do is lay back on the last lap and you can make your move. And if the guy blocks you, you just run through him.
Yeah, I'd like to bring my point to the table that it is possible to have a pretty solid race. Like the Talladega race we went to, I thought was pretty good. What'd you think? Like,
I mean,
as
it
far
was
as
pure luck.
Was it? I mean,
yeah, 100%. I mean, if Blaney doesn't save that car coming into the tri-oval, we're picking chunks of his sheet metal out of our hair. I mean, I don't.
But the whole race,
like
though,
it.
I mean, it's possible. I think. I mean, most of the cars finished that race. I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, it was a miracle. But, like, look at it since we've gone to that. That's the only plate race that's really been like that. Even Daytona last September or whenever it was. Yeah, there wasn't a terrible crash, but still, at the end, how many cars were left running competitive? Bubba was torn out of hell, and he finished 5th.
But it can be done. I blame...
Well, yeah, anything can be done.
Yeah, but the point being, I mean, I get it there at the end of the race, but it's like, I don't know. It just... The package is very interesting. I enjoy some aspects of it because they can get away with a lot of shit. It's just the problem with it is it seems like they just always end up pushing too hard and they just junk everybody. But like, I mean, that John ass spoiler back there, it's created a lot of crazy saves. I'll give Ryan Blaney that. His package made him look really good. And obviously, yeah, there's a lot of big runs. He's got to get 3-4 wide, and they can pull off a lot of shit. But the problem with it is, man, it's just people start throwing bad blocks, and it's like sometimes people don't get on the same page a whole lot of times. It's just, yeah, but that's again, that's where it falls back to the package. It's just how it is. It creates a lot of probably unnecessary shit, but it's I don't know.
I'm excited to see what the next gen car does. I mean, hopefully they're not trying to recreate this, but it'll probably. I mean, there's been several eras in plate racing where people have said, they'll keep doing it till they kill somebody and then they'll change something. They always end up changing something. But
yeah, that's how it always changes.
It's not looking likely that they're going to change this if they can, because apparently people like it. But hopefully that 500 made enough people see the light. Because really, in my opinion, there's 2 modes. There's the train mode, waiting to wreck, or because everybody else already wrecked, or it's, all right, time to lay back 10 car lengths, get a run that's 10 mile an hour faster than the guy in front of me, and then he's going to block it, and I'm not going to lift because I'm getting pushed from behind, and we're all just going to run through each other. Nobody's going to lift, and we're going to get sent up into the catch fence. And look what happened going into 3. Keselowski laid back 10 car lengths, got a push from McDowell. Logano blocked. They stacked up. Keselowski goes to the catch fence and explodes, literally explodes. And then everybody's like, man, this is good shit. You know, like I don't see the appeal.
It's basically everything they've always done for years. It's just the package is on steroids. So like it amplifies everything that they would normally do just to make it worse, it seems. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be blocking. There's always going to be people getting turned. But you're not going to have this giant ass line of cars just laying back to get a run. You know what I mean? Like, look back to when did Hamlin win his first 500 when he barely beat Truex?
2016.
Remember how he was having to go up there and then he'd dive back down and then he'd go up top and he'd dive back down. And then finally off 2 on the last lap, he went up there and that line had built enough momentum that they were able to push by him. Like I miss the days of watching them spend 10 laps trying to formulate their run instead of just, all right, we'll wait till 2 to go. We'll lay back 10 car lengths. We'll get a big push and I'll just wreck this guy in front of me. That's all it comes down to every plate race now. And if it's not the guy behind him wrecking him, it's like the Dega race we went to and Blaney just hanging a right and wrecking everybody on his outside and winning the race.
You know, I get what you mean because you can basically put anybody you want in a competitive car and they can drive up there through the middle of the field, push through anybody they want and get where they need to be. But again, it still causes, you know, you're gonna get a lot of wrecks out of it. So I get what you mean. I'd like to see more strategy out of it because it's just you end up just
and in turn, I feel like that would get rid of the stupid single file stuff because there's no sense of urgency, especially when half the field's wrecked. These guys know they're getting a top 15 and they know they can get a giant ass run. So why go before 2 to go? And even I was a little surprised that they waited until the last half.
Yeah, me too.
Move. But still, like even then, I remember like back in the day, it was like 20 to go. That was go time. Like people, you had to start making your move then because you couldn't pass like you could now. I don't know. It used to be an accomplishment when Earnhardt went from 20th to 1st or whatever in so many laps.
Yeah, it definitely was a little bit harder than it is these days.
Yeah. And that was still great racing. You still got your 3 and 4 wide. You still got all that. But the cars were packed together and it wasn't just giant ass runs causing people to get spun out in front of the field and then clobbered at 200. You know what I mean? There were still bad wrecks. It's racing. It's dangerous. Like I get that. I'm not being a pussy here and saying that, you know, oh, we got to eliminate wrecks. Like, I'd be lying. Like, wrecks are cool. After you know everybody's okay, like, it's cool to watch wrecks. You know what I mean? But there's a difference in badass racing that leads to a badass wreck and stupid racing that leads to a really stupid and dangerous wreck. And I feel like that's kind of the line we're teetering on right now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, I think. I definitely don't want to see Ryan Newman flip 20 feet in the fucking air again. And take another stock car to the fucking dome. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I still, I mean, obviously it's crazy to fucking watch as it is now, but no, I'm right there with you. I think it could use a couple of tweaks. Just this Daytona 500 in particular, we were I mean, it was downhill from lap 14 or whatever they wrecked on, because I knew after they fucking wrecked right there, it was like, you know, it rained, and it just, that whole rain delay, I'm like, well, you know, everybody's like, what? When they come back out there, all they're gonna do is ride. That's exactly what they did. We just got so unlucky with whatever the fuck happened there. And it's like they were interviewing Bell, and he was like, he didn't even mean, like, they were just doing, you know, just business as normal, just trying to get the line rolling, and they still ended up just eating shit. So yeah, and then they ended up just riding. So this one in particular, just, I don't know, it just didn't work out. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't know what they need to change. I'm not an engineer either, not a nerd.
Yeah, I'm not claiming to know, but like, and there's a lot of that. God almighty,
there is a lot of that
right now.
But it would be nice to see it just like tweak, just nerf just a little bit. You know
my
I mean?
argument is I've watched. I can remember back to like 2004 watching NASCAR, maybe even 2003. I've watched plate racing my whole fucking life, and up until 2 years ago, it wasn't like this. So I know it could be done. I don't know what the difference is really, like what math needs to be done and what body panels need to be tweaked. But whatever it is, like, they have the data, they can do it. And it's getting to where, and it's not all this package. There have been shit show Daytona 500s, but it's kind of taking some of, in my opinion, the prestige out of the Daytona 500 when you're only having to beat 8 cars at the end.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
You know, it kind of
Absolutely
makes
for
it
that.
look like a joke.
Yeah, because it is a joke. The last fucking couple of 500s, man. It's just who can fucking survive. That's exactly what I said going to this. You can't pick any favorites because they're all either gonna wreck or wreck. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, like I felt so bad for Keselowski, man, because that was his year to fucking win it. He was up there and he just ends up wrecking like everybody else. It's always how it fucking goes, man.
The year, and it wasn't with this package, but the year with who was it? I forget who won. It was Kurt Busch. And his car was torn all to hell. It ended up being a fuel mileage race because there were so few cars left. And Larson ran out on the last lap. And Kurt Busch got a big lead and won it. And his car was torn all to hell. So it's not all this package. Like, there needs to be tweaks to plate racing as a whole. But it just seems like it's been on a steady decline. And I don't know. Like I said, I remember back, I'm sure Bumpy Daytona kind of played a role in this too. It wasn't so easy to just formulate a run on a bumpy track.
Could you imagine this package on bumpy Daytona?
Oh
Somebody would hit a bump and fly to the fucking moon.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I remember when the Daytona 500, you watched all day. There was a big one in the middle, maybe another smaller big one at the end or whatever. But at the end, it was the best of the best, always fighting it out. Usually you had somebody who had already won one up there. You had the guy who was due, like a Keselowski or whatever, up there. And they were all just slugging it out. And actually, I don't know, it didn't look like a complete joke where you have 8 cars left and they're still wrecking each other. And then last man standing wins.
And you don't have to sit there for an hour and 45 minutes for the last 25 laps because they just keep on crashing and crashing, and then somebody flips or somebody hits the fucking fence or something, and they got to fix that or they got to do this, and somebody drops fluids, and it's like it just never ends. So it's like let's just nerf the package just a little bit. Let's shave that spoiler down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. That's my it's my engineering take for the day. I don't know, but yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it's like anything else, man. It can always be better, I'm sure. But yeah, as for like, Talladega, the other Daytona, it's like, yeah, whatever. Especially the other Daytona now, it's the last race before the... I still can't believe they did that shit. That was like the nail in the final coffin for NASCAR giving a shit. They're just like, let's make Daytona the last race before the playoffs and see what we can do with that. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. The other races are, I just kind of expect somebody to flip their dick off or something. But the Daytona 500, it's like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? We end up wrecking 35 cars and there's goofballs up there at the end. I'm so happy for Michael McDowell, though. I can't believe he's a fucking Daytona 500 champ. It's just like,
yeah, he's a good dude.
It is what it is. I was hoping Keselowski would win it. I'm glad somebody stupid though won. I didn't want to sit through that entire shit just to watch Joey Logano win. I don't got anything against Joey Logano. It's just like, I'd rather not. I've seen him win a Daytona 500. I'd like to see it go to somebody else personally, but fucking Michael McDowell, man. How about that shit? I was even more happy for Loves as like a company because I love Loves.
Yeah, I do too.
You go on a road trip, you stop at a nice, clean Loves. Oh man, that place is the shit. So good for them. Good for Michael McDowell. And it's funny too because that the fucking NASCAR Heat 5 meme. My NASCAR Heat series has always had like a strange like relation to whatever happens in real life. So like weeks ago, for whatever reason, Michael McDowell became my first rival in NASCAR Heat, and it's just been this meme for the last however. And then he goes out there and in real life wins a Daytona 500. Everybody's tweeting me at the end. It's fucking stupid, but no, I'm happy for him, and it was cool to see somebody stupid win because again, it was the 10-year anniversary of Trevor Brain winning it. We were due for somebody stupid to win it. And sure as shit, we got it. So that's a playoff spot that's gonna make shit interesting, probably towards the end. You throw somebody in like that with Michael McDowell, takes like I don't know who said it. I saw it somewhere on Twitter, but I was like, hey, you're right. It's gonna take a playoff spot from somebody there towards the end. So that plays out. But I still can't. I sat there watching the TV for like 15 minutes. Like, what did I just watch? Like Michael McDowell. I was just waiting for him to overturn it one way or another. But I was like, holy fucking shit! They confirmed it, and he's out there doing his burnouts. It's fucking cool to watch. But at least we got somebody. We were so close to the to the Coy Roper. I don't know who was up there. Brett Moffitt, maybe. I don't know. Jim Burton, the Xfinity winner, and then Michael McDowell to cap us off. But one of these weeks we'll get the illustrious stupid three-peat, and then it'll be the greatest Daytona weekend ever. But now the real season begins, so we got to go to the stupid fucking Daytona road course again. But I actually kind of enjoyed it for the Clash, but I'm sure it'll be stupid this time around.
I enjoyed the last 10 laps. I mean, it was the typical, oh my God, there was a cool finish. That was a great race. You know what I mean?
Nah, I enjoyed watching the whole thing. I was just happy NASCAR was back. I thought I liked it under the lights. I liked looking at the cars. Most important, I liked looking at. That was the first time I got to watch NASCAR really on a new TV, and I was like, man, this looks awesome.
It does look cool. Like, I wish they'd run it as a night race for the points, so at least they looked cool while doing it.
Yeah, the brake rotors looked awesome at night. Fucking oh jeez, Alex Bowman's car. Alex Bowman's car looked awesome under the lights. It was cool, but yeah, man, fucking either way, I'm happy NASCAR's back. We just gotta wait extra for the other shit, like the formulas and the IndyCar. Speaking of which, McLaren first team to announce their livery for the year, which I see now why they went first, because they didn't change shit at all. It's the same paint scheme from last year, and it was the first time they showed the new regulations. I guess they changed the floor of the car and a little bit. It still looks kind of the same, but it's changed a little bit. But yeah, man, I think AlphaTauri's in a couple of days too, and it just gets getting excited for some formulas, but. Yeah, I guess that's really all we got for the Daytona. Oh, dude, I got to also mention the funniest fucking thing I think I've ever seen, and this cannot go unmentioned, that Dale Earnhardt Sr. from the heavens came down and struck Derek Cope's tire on the Lap 3 memorial of the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, that was not talked about enough. But...
That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. What are the odds of something like that happening? What are the odds? Dude, there's no fucking way. There's no way. That's the greatest thing I've ever fucking seen, and I hope nobody ever forgets that. That was truly incredible. No matter what happened this Daytona weekend, that's I felt
for
so
those
bad
of you
for
who
him.
Don't know, Cope won a 500 because Earnhardt blew a tire on the last lap. So I know we have a lot of young listeners out there. That's what happened. So and then down in turn 3, on lap 3 of the tribute. Derek Cope blows a tire and ends his 500. So.
Oh my god! I'm telling you, man. What are the fucking odds of that happening? There's no way.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I didn't think much of it at first, and then it hit me, and I was like, "No way! That really just happened like that." It's not being talked about enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's really not. And poor Derek Cope too. That was probably his last race ever. Dude, did you see that replay they were showing the first 3 laps of the race, and he was just fucking everybody? Dude, he was like, I don't know if and I guess he probably just wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. You know, Derek's getting up there a little bit. But dude, he was like, he looked like a grandma in the left-hand lane, just kind of swerving back and forth as everybody else is trying to get around him.
Oh man, I knew he hit Bubba.
Yeah, well, he don't like. There's a couple close moments because everybody off the start, they were just gonna take him 3 wide up the middle or whatever. Any way they could get around him. There's people trying to pass him on the right and on the left, and he just kept on moving over. And I was like, what a fucking piece! Oh man, I gotta show you that. I gotta find that clip and show it to you because it was fucking hilarious. Derek just didn't give a shit, and then he ended up cutting that tire, and that was that. But poor Derek, man. I was hoping he'd finish, but oh well, it happens. But at least he had one more ride. Hope he had fun.
I feel bad for him because he gets all the hate, but it's really a NASCAR problem for letting them have that slow of a car out there.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. They were supposed to qualify, and they had a battery die or something on pit road. I don't know what the hell happened at the end of the duel, but that was interesting.
And they about killed people in the last lap of the duel.
Yeah.
When they were just out there coasting around on the apron.
Yeah.
I mean, that's terrible.
That was fucking, oh man, that was.
I mean, if you know it's the last lap, why not at least wave him down to the inside wall or whatever, one of those openings or something, instead of having him, because that apron's only one lane right there. There's grass.
Yeah.
And people are going to be blocking. And I mean, if they started wrecking right there and piled it, that would have been worse than LePage, because LePage was at least going somewhat fast when he pulled up in front of the field. That'd have been ugly. That'd have been really bad.
Yeah, at least we don't have to. At least we got through that without an incident. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that would have been really fucking bad. It looks something straight out of fucking iRacing, dude. Like Moon Car or something. Yeah. Some fucking broke-ass car on the bottom. We were all trying to race for the win. Yeah. And it was like, oh, shit, there's a race car there. But in real life, dude, oh, man, it's fucking nuts. But
Yeah, it was happened so quick too. I couldn't believe. Like I was like, was that Derek Cope right there?
Derek, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, man. Well, yeah, I don't know. All in all, it was a decent weekend. I don't know how this greatest season ever campaign is gonna fare, but we'll see.
Yeah, Michael McDowell. At least Michael McDowell won the 500. That was the one thing that made it all right for me. Because if Joey Logano would have won that, I would have been like, that probably would have been the worst Daytona 500 I've ever watched. Everybody wrecked on lap 14, and then it rained for 5 hours, and then they just ran single file for the rest of it. Like that's about as
we
bad.
had the great trio of Ben Rhodes, Austin Cindric, and Joey Logano.
I didn't even think about that, man. Could you imagine? That literally would have been like on paper the worst Daytona 500 weekend like ever. I don't even like. I was almost kind of happy for Ben Rhodes because I still think back to that time we were in Martinsville and we were sitting there just shooting the shit. And Ben Rhodes has his and I don't know who the smart motherfucker was to have a Truck Series appearance on the day of the Cup race. Usually they save that shit for the Friday or Saturday before the big show, you know, so that way the people who were there for the truck stuff actually
Well, I
give a
think maybe their thought process probably was, okay, if we put this truck out here and we put this driver out here, people will become aware of who Ben Rhodes is and start supporting him.
But boy, did
come
that
to find
backfire.
out, yeah, they just thought everybody walking by was just like, oh, look, a show truck and some dude standing next to it. Like nobody knew. What they needed was like a display piece out there that like had his picture on it, you know, like meet Ben Rhodes or something, you know what I mean? Or get one of those hype men on the little karaoke set that a lot of the little rinky dink displays have over there, you know, where they have the guy like, I can't hear you. There's nobody standing around.
Yeah.
He's just yelling shit, and throwing koozies at people. Like they needed something like that. Instead, they just had him walking around kicking the tires on that damn truck with his hands behind his back until they told him he could leave.
He's talking to his peer. There was like one lady who came up, right? I'm pretty sure there was like there was one lady who came up and that was
But
it.
I think she worked for him.
Yeah. There was not a single person who really actually like showed up and like got an autograph or whatever.
See, looking back, we should have gone over there and talked to him.
Yeah, we should have. But it was almost we're just like, is somebody like what like what's going on here? We just sat there. We ended up watching it the whole time. Poor Ben Rhodes, but hey, he's a big time NASCAR truck Daytona winner.
Yeah, he's been doing good the past couple years, so good for him. It's good to see him finally having some success. It's just when Corey Roper's leading off turn 4, I don't care who. Dale Jr. could have won that race, and I think I'd have still been a little disappointed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I played his interview on the on the stream afterwards, and he was a cool dude about it. He was like, yeah, I don't know, man, just I was trying to. He was just going over what was going through his head there, and I can't remember what he said, but yeah, he was like, I think he kind of wanted a block, but he just didn't get around to it, and it just kind of, it ended up he probably wanted to get back to the bottom, but he said, Jordan was coming up there, so it just, it's just kind of how it ended, but he seemed like he had a really good time with it though, so I was really happy for him, man. That was I thought we were gonna have another John King though. King wins Daytona. But
bright red trucks, man.
Yeah. I don't even know where he came from on that last lap too, but I was like,
he was in the wall too. He was getting that push, and he put it in the wall coming out of the trioval, and just kept his foot in it and still took the lead.
He's a fucking beast.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. I love moments like that. I wish he could have won, but
yeah. So it goes.
So yeah, I guess we covered the whole weekend. Covered experts on Twitter. Oh, speaking of experts on Twitter, this will lead us right into the mailbag.
Oh, sweet.
I tweeted about my my email and my Twitch bio that all these companies send you the shitty product ideas, trying to get you to put a link or whatever for it, and they'll give you 25 cents for every $80 they make or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And some guy. I know who this guy is. I'm not going to put him on blast. But he's been in my DMs before trying to get me to do something for some website he was starting. But my God, he thought he was Donald Trump or something. He he was replying to it and saying, well, that's just how these companies have to do it. And it's costs them nothing to do it. And they have everything to gain. And I was like, well, okay. But in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cozy, the only reason these companies do it so much, and I get like damn near an email at least once a week, I'm getting some stupid something in my damn email, because these idiot streamers just say yes, and they don't realize that
yeah.
they're advertising for nothing. Like they're literally giving these people free advertising for nothing. And this guy's argument, well, for $30 a month, they could triple your reach on Facebook with a Facebook ad. And that's cool and all, but a Facebook ad doesn't give you a personality to actually vouch for the product. You know what I mean? And I guess this guy just wasn't understanding that. But
Well, yeah.
it just,
A lot of the
it's
products are
something
just
that
stupid as fuck. You know what I mean?
you could take any bad idea and throw gaming in front of it, and all of a sudden you got kids wanting it, and you got idiots promoting it for free. It's like, it's really, I wish I'd have jumped in this racket a little sooner. I really do. Like, I mean, it's such an easy money. You take a sponge, and you charge $20 for this sponge, and nobody wants this sponge because who's going to pay $20 for a sponge? Well, then you paint it like neon green or something and call it a gaming sponge, and boom, you got fucking orders out the ass. And you got a bunch of people who are streaming on Twitch who can say, oh my god, I got a sponsor, use my code to buy this sponge.
Yeah.
And you charge $20 for this sponge that cost like 50 cents to make. So you make $9.50. Then you throw 25 cents of that $9.50 at that streamer kid who's like, man, I got a sponsor. And he gets his 25 cents, thinks he's hot shit. You're making a shitload of money off fucking sponges. And boom, there you go. But apparently I'm supposed to just be like, man, these companies, they're doing a great thing, and I should be thankful they're hitting me up because they could go to Facebook and pay $30 a month to get 3 times the viewers I get. That's fucking bullshit. Because on Facebook, you don't get me sitting here vouching for your product or a personality or a following of any kind getting behind a product. It's just stupid. So to anybody out there who is like starting to stream or anything like that, if any of these companies hit you up, there are certain like instances, like if you actually like a product or something and you want like a little discount or whatever, like, yeah, throw the little thing in your Twitch panels, like whatever. It's cool. But like if you're actually trying to like do it somewhat seriously, I don't want to say the company because I don't want to put them on blast because I'm sure they're a great company. But I had one, their product was related to kind of what we do, but
kind of
they charged it. No, it was racing related.
okay.
But they were charging like $300 and something. It was like their cheapest item.
Oh,
and the thing was like, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get me a cool item here at the very least. You know what I mean? So I'm reading this email that's like, nope, just put this link in your thing and you'll get such and such percent of per so many sales. It's like, the fuck? You want me to like potentially, because you know only like one person's gonna buy this thing because it costs so much, and I'm gonna make like $2. But meanwhile, your company's getting seen by all these people. It really chaps my ass. It chaps me. And I don't think I'm too good for anything, but it's just it really bothers me that people are being taken advantage of like this.
yeah. You know, it's something I don't understand.
What?
Raid Shadow Legends. Can we talk about that for a second?
Have they hit you up? I haven't gotten that one. I'm not big time enough.
They hit me up once, and then they hit me up again, but through like a different person. And this is like, and this guy has tried very hard to get me to play this game, and I just like, and honestly, I really should have, because the email, I was like, all right. Well, here's how they almost got me hooked, because they didn't even mention what it was, but there was this guy, he was like, hey, we got this game for you to play, and it's like, here's a bunch of fucking money. And I was like, Jesus Christ, all right, tell me more. And he was like, yeah, it's from these people called Raid Shadow. And I was like, all right, look. I didn't respond to the email after I saw Raid Shadow Legends, but I was like, the fucking figures, I understand why everybody plays that. I don't think anybody plays that game like on their own free will. They just like, it's just like they just pay people to play it, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it, but it's like, I don't understand where this money comes from. I don't get it. I didn't accept this money, nor have I played the game. But it's like, if they're offering this to me, surely they're offering even bigger amounts of money to other people. And I'm just like, where's this money coming from? I don't understand how this whole process works. But it's like, it's everywhere, and you see ads for it everywhere, and it's like, man, I almost should have took it up, because it's like they offer a lot of fucking money, but it's like nobody wants to be the sellout guy who plays Raid Shadow Legends. Where that's, I mean,
I'd probably sell. Here's my like philosophy on it. There are several situations. People like Paul Coleman with K2 Sauce or the Harhays with Club Jerky. They've got honest small businesses with great sauce, and Club Jerky has great subscription packages for great jerky, and I can get behind that. Even like honestly, like I'll be honest with you, even if they're not like there's not a time where they're giving me stuff or whatever, like I'll always like it's just a lifetime thing with them because I love and respect them. If I genuinely believe in some sort of product and they hit me up, even if it's not like a great deal, I would probably be quick to, be like, all right, like I could promote this and make it seem cool and have some fun with it. Or lastly, if somebody else offers me a shitload of money, then I think I would do it too. So like there's three categories: the genuine respect and love and just desire to be a part of something. The I can believe in this product and have fun promoting it, or I'm making a lot of money. Like those are the three ways I look at it. And any of those three ways, I could do it. But I haven't got the Raid Shadow Legends email. I'm ashamed to say. You would think with all the advertising they do that they wouldn't need to advertise anymore because everybody knows what Raid Shadow Legends is. So either one of two things. They don't need to be advertising because everybody's been reached and they're either playing it, or they need to make a new game because their game sucks so bad that they've been promoting it for 4 years now, constantly shoving it down our throats, and nobody plays it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what Raid Shadow Legends is. I know what it's called, but I don't know what you do about it. We're raiding Shadow Legend. What the fuck's a Shadow Legend? I don't know, and I don't give a shit.
I always thought it, and I could be completely wrong, but I always thought it was kind of like a League of Legends mobile game type thing. Where like
I don't even know what League of Legends is either.
Oh well, I don't know how to explain it really because I've never played League. I downloaded it and looked at how hard it was and never played it really. But
I know what it looks like though, and it looks like something I wouldn't understand.
Yeah, and I think Raid is kind of like a mobile version of that, but not like I think there's like more like gladiator-esque characters from what I've seen. But I don't know the end goal of the game. That's just the vibe I get.
Yeah, they want you to sit down and play it for like 2 hours, and then it's like they'll pay you like a base to play it, and then however many stupid bastards you can get to sign up and play it too with whatever code, I guess you get more money based off of that. So it's like it's one of them kind of deals. So that's what you're looking at if you ever get it. But
do you ever get the ones? I'm always scared to respond to them because I don't know if they're scams, but they're supposed to be like charities. And they want you to like stream on behalf of a charity or something.
I feel like I've gotten something like that before, but nothing as of late. I think I know what you're talking about though.
Because I've gotten a couple of them, and all the names that like come from, like they just kind of raise like red flags for me, and I'm scared I'm getting involved in some sort of like criminal. Like I never respond to them because I'm always scared. Like I'm more than down to like do a charity something, but like I'd have to know it was legit.
Yeah, that's another thing for anybody listening. You gotta be really careful. Like some of those emails look official that you can kind of get involved with. But you gotta make sure though. Like some of them, a lot of them though are scams. And,
dude. Funniest one I got was I don't know how people would fall for this one, but to my business email that doesn't have like my real name or real information attached to it. Really, it's just Moonhead. I got something telling me that somebody in another country died and was leaving $7 million to me, and that I needed to call a number or reply to an email and arrange to have that money brought to the U.S. or sent to the U.S. and put in my bank account.
Maybe he just saw a moon card, and he's like, "This is the guy I want to leave my money to."
He got so worked up watching Moon Car, he had a heart attack and died, and left his fortune to me. That's what it was.
Like,
dude,
really
speaking of which, we had a double header last night, Moon Car, and I thought I was having a heart attack at one point. That shit got so exciting. Caution finally came out. I was breathing heavy, had forehead sweats. I had to take a moment to collect myself. Like, I got to calm down, man. I got to start working out or something because I get so damn worked up calling them racist. One of these days, I'm just going to kill over watching Moon Car.
That'll get some views right there.
Oh, man. All right. On to the mailbag.
Oh man.
But yeah, you missed some good ones last night. I showed you that picture. We had a car, literally the worst damage I've ever seen on iRace. All right, mailbag. Not many questions this week, so this should go quick. Askmoonhead@gmail.com. If you don't know that yet, you're probably new or you can't read or listen. Or I still don't understand how people know about the mailbag and then have to ask what the mailbag email is, because it's in the YouTube description. And before the mailbag, each week we say the email, and after the mailbag. So
It's not
just
too hard to
listen.
find, but it is for some people apparently.
The only thing, luckily, we haven't had anybody email us asking for the email.
Not
That
yet.
would really. Now we will. There'll be 6 people doing that now. Robert Norman with the first one. Oh my God. Howdy. Wanted to start off by saying I love the podcast and love both of y'all's content stuff. LOL. Thank you. Aside from asking,
LOL.
a sign of asking for a guest like Preet, Gary, or Shodas, I want to know if y'all would ever do another drunk stream like y'all did during Christmas a few years ago. I think y'all are both a bit too popular to do that now, but it'd be cool. I don't know how to end this, so have fun. So I wasn't drunk on that. I wasn't even drinking. Cozy had just won a rod car championship, so that was a different story. But I don't think like it's necessarily us being too big to do it. Like, there's a lot of big time streamers who do drunk streams. Like, I don't. People don't know this, but there was about a month ago a moon car race. I was hammered doing it. I just didn't really say anything. But yeah, I don't.
I don't like getting drunk on platforms because I have a lot of anger in me. So if I get to a certain like alcohol level, I just start saying fuck these people I don't like. And that's not it.
So yeah, that's the thing. We could never do a dual drunk stream because when Cozy's drunk, I have to be there to make sure he doesn't like say fuck you to the wrong person. You know what I mean?
Because that's the first thing that popped in my mind when we were playing fucking Fortnite that one night. I got to a point where I was like, fuck this guy, fuck this person, fuck these people, fuck everybody, man. It's there's like stages to it, but it's like it was fun though because we could just sit there and play Fortnite. It was like not a whole lot of people watching. It was a good time. But
there's a reason that stream got unlisted and turned into a video.
Yeah,
we Cozy let his thoughts be known on some people in rod car. It wasn't anybody major, but we were talking about rod car. But anyway, yeah, I've only been drunk and honestly, I said I was hammered. I've never really been hammered. I've just been feeling good. I've been tuned up like 3 times in my life since I've been 21. I've never really been a big drinker. I don't know why. I drink girly drinks. I drink Smirnoff Ice, so I don't really. It's not something you just really want to sit around and get hammered on. It just happened to be one night I started drinking them before Moon Car. Moon Car had more cautions, so more of them were consumed. So by the end of it, it was a little harder to make sense of everything that was going on, but we got through it. So I don't know. We'll probably never do a drunk stream again, but
not on my own shit.
There'll be a time where we're drinking. I mean, Cozy, and there's been times where I've pulled Cozy into the Moon Vision booth, and it's been obvious what was going on down there in that 99 machine. So.
There's the yeah, I've been pretty fucked up one way or another coming up into that booth. That's the thing though. I like running Moon Car. I just like to get fucked up sometimes for Moon Car because that's the one time where I could just not stream and go out there and just fucking race with everybody and have a good time. Sometimes I'll fuck some people over. They get mad at me, but sometimes not. We'd have a good time, but.
Well, I remember there was a race you were sober at Eldora in the trucks, and you were still fucking everybody over.
Oh man, what was that?
I think it was the Spooky Boy Showdown. Remember where you had finally had enough, and you're trying to get back through the field, and you're just fencing everybody.
Yeah, fuck them. I think I do remember that.
My favorite drunk Moon Car moment was Davey Davis. Davies Doobies on Twitch. He's kind of known for getting drunk and falling asleep on stream, but. He was in Moon Car and he was coming out of pit road and I pulled him in the booth to interview him and he's like, I'm doing great. I'm cruising for a bruise. And as he said that, he got sideways on the apron and overcorrected. And he fucking went and hit the outside wall and was like, I wrecked. And he just got back going and he finished the race with a destroyed car. But I mean, he was drunk and wrecked on the apron leaving pit road. It was the greatest thing. Mid-interview too. It was so great.
I love Davey. He's the best. Fucking Maryland native.
Sorry. Oh my God. Okay, this is it's formatted. See, some people they use different like email things, and it formats the emails weird, so it's hard for me to follow it.
Oh yeah.
Hello, how y'all doing? This may be a crack dream, but do you guys think that within the next few years, NASCAR would dip into the Netflix market with something like formulas and their drive to survive? Sorry if this has been asked before, but feel free to shit on it, and feel free to shit on it. Also, now that JJ retired, I'm fully invested in the small teams. Go BJ and
Yeah.
Quinn. Thanks for keeping myself and my coworkers entertained on the night shift. Oh hell yeah.
Awesome.
Um, I mean, yeah, I think 100% because they did that thing with Motor Trend that was kind of like Drive to Survive light. They just followed a couple of drivers and stuff. So I've never actually watched Drive to Survive. I've seen like pieces of it and know what it is. But yeah, I think that'd be cool to do something like that for NASCAR, and I think they will. I think that's why they're building this relationship with Netflix with this
Yeah. Oh
interesting
man.
Kevin James show.
That would be cool because NASCAR has a lot more drama than F1 does. The thing with the F1 Drive to Survive thing, I still really love it, but they kind of over dramatize a lot of things that happens during the F1 season. I don't even know if that what did I say? Is that a word?
I don't know that that's a word, but
It's
I was just gonna let you go with it.
it sounded good in my head. It really did. And you know what I'm saying though. It's just like they ended up building up a lot of stuff that doesn't really happen the same way that it actually, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like because they have a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that they kind of bend a little bit more than what actually happens. But with that being said, NASCAR I think has a lot more drama that happens. I would say a lot more shit that happens probably behind the scenes. So I think a Netflix show like would be great. Obviously, there's a lot more races though and stuff that happens. I don't know how they balance that out too good, but I think it'd be great. I'd like to see it. Why not?
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Robert Bernstein writes, "Hello, good sirs.
Hello.
What have been some of the best restaurants you've gone to when you went to a race? Also, why can't people follow basic damn rules? Ruins it for everyone. Yours truly, Robbie Bernstein."
Golden Oral.
Yeah, Golden Oral. I liked that Pal's place in Bristol. They're a franchise, but that's pretty good. Dixie Pig though, obviously,
Dixie Pig
is number one in Martinsville.
Oh man, there's a place. It's gonna kill me. Because I'm not gonna be able to remember it. There's a place on 16th Street in Indy. Where all the teams go to have meals and stuff. It's like a little. I've only been there like once or twice. It's really fucking good though. It's like a little. Oh man, let me see if I can find it. I remember the one and only time I went in there and ate. AJ Foyt was and his team was across the diner. It's not like a diner, but it's a nice, cute little restaurant. It's fucking dude. It's so good though. That place there's a good couple of spots to eat on 16th Street, Indy. But yeah, I can't remember what that place is called, but it's really good. I'm trying to think. Oh, dude. Speaking of which, back from Richmond, there used to be a Steak and Shake, but it closed, and I'm so pissed. It sucked because I was like, oh man, I usually only get to have it when I'm out there at Indy, but I got stopped there once, but that was it. And then I think me and Preet went down there once, and we were gonna hit it up on our way back, and it was fucking closed. But I'm trying to think now. Yeah, that's about all I got, I think.
We got to figure out what races we're going to since we didn't get on the Bristol tickets in time. I'm still holding on to hope. I'm hoping somewhere there'll be some tickets pop up that aren't $800 million.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm ready to start hitting up some races. I don't know that like I'm curious to see like what fans will look like for some of these races heading into the summer. I'm hoping. I think if there's one place that'll just say fuck it, it'd be Dega. I feel like they might just say fuck it. They'd be, but I don't know that NASCAR would let them because I'm sure that wouldn't look good on NASCAR. And we know NASCAR's really trying to up their public image or perception or whatever. So I don't know if they'd let them do that.
We gotta be pretty close to the end though, right? I mean, the vaccines are going out, are they not?
I get. I mean, I'd go. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to rumble.
Me too.
I wanna get back to the races now. Especially, I don't know, just something about going to races lately. It's been really fun. I'm really, like I said, I'm holding on to hope for Bristol. If I can find tickets in any way, shape, or form, I'm going there. But Martinsville, I don't know how that's gonna go with Virginia. I know they're pretty strict on their shit.
I'm gonna be a little salty if we can't go to fucking Martinsville for a second year in a row. Surely we'll be at least able to go by the fall. I think
I'm hoping.
I can't imagine we wouldn't be able to.
I'm trying to think.
There was a real cock tease there in the fall last year.
I need to look into Nashville. I'd like to go to that race, even though it's probably not going to be that good. I'd like to go to the first one there, see what it's going to be like with fans. But
that'd be cool.
I don't know if you can even get tickets. I haven't looked into that. So I don't know. There's several races I'd like to go to this year. I just want to get to more races. Darlington might be one I go to.
Yeah, let's go to a fucking track we haven't been to yet. I want to go.
Yeah.
I'll fucking meet you wherever. Let's do something cool.
All right, last question comes from Nick Varvel. He writes, I have two questions. The first one is for Cozy. With NASCAR Heat 5 being the last NASCAR Heat game, will you make one big best of for the Heat games?
Oh, yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to have and it's going to fucking kill me doing it too, but yeah, I plan to have I didn't want to actually say this, but oh well, it's a little spoiler. I'm going to have like a NASCAR Heat end of an era video, and this is going to be probably the dumbest moments and some of the most spectacular stuff from NASCAR Heat Evolution to NASCAR Heat 5. And then that'll be like the send off for the NASCAR Heat era. So that's the plan.
Maybe after a week you can private that video so we don't have to remember any of it.
Yeah.
We can just move on.
We can't remember we can't forget our history, man. We gotta know where we came from.
This next one's for Travis. Hey, that's me. Will there be any Gas Holes merch coming? I would love to wear a Gas Holes shirt. I mean, that's not really my call. I feel like this is kind of all the listeners come from Cozy's side of things for this. So I'd say that's really his decision.
Nah, it's 50-50.
If he wants to make them, I mean, I'm not making a shirt. I don't know. So if Cozy wants to make shirts, hell yeah, make a shirt.
I think you have better fucking history with merch than I do. I don't know.
Oh, it's just because I put my pig on mine. See, you put a cute animal, you put mustache on a shirt, I'm sure it would skyrocket. It didn't really skyrocket, but I mean, dude, it's surprising. Literally, when we made the Air Spanky shirts, I was like, all right, we'll sell 6 of them. Boy, was I wrong.
Sold 7. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm glad it wasn't like I wasn't running the warehouse or something here and having to do inventory, because we'd have been working around the clock over here with trying to get more shirts in, because we only bought 6 because we thought 6 people would buy them. But yeah, get your Air Spanky shirts today.
But would you want to make Gas Hole shirts or what?
I mean, yeah, I'd be down. I'd wear one.
Would you wear it? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'd wear it. Like, honestly, I want to get. I'm gonna make a Moon Car shirt of some sort here soon. To get it up on the Moon Car site, or Moon Vision site, so we can figure something out.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I'm sure between the two of us, I mean, yeah, I mean, we could come up with something, all right. I think. I just smacked the fucking logo on there, you know. I don't know. Perfect.
Well, that's the mailbag. askmoonhead@gmail.com. I guess are we done?
I don't know. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I do have a teaser. We got a guest next week.
Holy fuck. Do we actually have a guest?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, should we? I don't think we should spoil it.
All
it's
right.
Cool. Very cool story. I don't know how we're going to go about interviewing the guy. We're not going to do, I guess we're probably not going to do it while we actually record the show. So we'll figure that out.
We'll pick a time and we'll splice it in there one way or another.
But yeah, this guy's really, really, really cool. The hint I'll give you is he raced this last weekend. So,
all right.
With that, I guess we're heading out.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention last week that I didn't get to mention. Actually, I think I already mentioned it, so I think we're good. I'm trying. I wrote something down somewhere and I couldn't remember. Oh yeah, I did want to mention. I've been watching. I usually try to get in some like television stuff. I've been watching WandaVision. WandaVision's a shit, by the way. If y'all ain't been watching it, Marvel fans out there. Well, if you're a Marvel fan, you've probably been watching it anyway, so I don't need to tell you. But even if you're not, WandaVision's shit. It's been really great. I think there's like 3 episodes left, and it's like one of those Disney Plus shows, man, or one of the shows as of late that, man, they started it and it's only gotten better, like episode by episode. It just keeps on getting meatier and meatier. So it's yeah, I just wanted to mention it's been really fucking good. if y'all been watching it, listen to the podcast, let me know what you think. Yeah, I can't wait for another. It always comes out on Friday, so I either stay up really late Thursday night and watch it, or watch after Rodcar. But it's been really fucking good. So I just want to get that out of the way. But I guess all we got. So yeah, all right. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back next week. Sounds like with a special guest, our first ever guest. Look forward to that. Don't know how the fuck we're gonna do that, but yeah, make sure y'all come back, man. It should be a good time. So, Travis, anything else?
No, I'm good. Thank y'all for listening.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.